What's going on, guys? It's Gray from East Coast Eyes, and today we were going to show you how to cut the palms out of your gloves. So first off, quick disclaimer, cutting the palms out of your gloves is not legal for any level of play besides post-collegiate and some club play. So if you are playing in any sort of league, I would really heavily double check, but for the most part, this is not legal. So that being said, if you guys have an extra pair of gloves that you think this might be fun to try out and want to try cutting your palms out, you are more than welcome. You can try it out, but you cannot play in almost all games with these. Most pro players do it. Some post-collegiate club players like myself do it. Second disclaimer, you're going to be using sharp scissors and cutting out the palms. So please, if you're young, talk to your parents, have them help you out with it. I don't want any guys out there to cut yourselves. So why is cutting the palms out of your gloves good? So we all know that when you put gloves on, even with the nicest gloves out there, you lose a little bit of feel on the handle. You just can't grip it quite as well, and you don't get the same fully connected feel. So by cutting the palms out, you're going to pretty much take out the center of the palm. We're going to leave the fingers, leave a little bit of the palm so it still has some structure, but you can cut out the center of the palm so when you hold the shaft, it's really going to give you that connected feel where you can really feel the shaft in your hand. You can feel the handle and get a lot more control, and it just feels a lot more natural than playing with a glove. But be careful if you cut the palms out in your for fun gloves and then you have your real gloves that you play in games and stuff with palms. It may be hard to adjust back from having cut palms to full palms. It might mess up your feel a little bit, so be careful with that as well. So before you start cutting out the palms of your gloves, you're really going to want to make a plan. You don't want to get into this thing and realize you cut away too much or too little and have it not work well. So here we have in pen drawn on the palm is kind of the area in which we're going to be cutting. So essentially what you want to do is, you can see here there's a seam coming right down under the thumb. You want to make sure you leave that seam in to keep the structure, and you want to make sure that you leave an adequate amount of material under the fingers so that your fingers aren't going to slip out. So we're going to come about 3/4 of an inch under the bottom of the fingers, same thing on the side and same thing on the bottom. So we're leaving enough material on the outside to give it enough structure. So really make sure you plan this cut out before you do it so you don't end up with ruined gloves. Okay, so we're going to start here at one of the holes. If you have some mesh in your palm here, you can start there as well. That's going to make it easier just to start the cut. So we're going to put our scissor right through that hole and pretty much just start cutting right along that pen line that we drew. So we make sure that we leave enough space. So come out under the fingers, and then we're just going to keep cutting along the line, making sure to go nice and slow and not cut your fingers while they're inside of the glove at all. Keeping cutting. So now we're going to leave maybe 1/4 of an inch away from the seam on the side there, just so that we don't cut into the seam so the mesh or the gloves won't tear apart. And finishing up, going up around the thumb, finish up to the top here, swing around the corner, and then finish it up and connect back to the front. So there we've got a leftover palm and a cutout palm. So now we're going to cut up the second one in the same exact manner we did the first one. So there we have it, guys. We got the palms all cut out, both pretty much exactly how we wanted. Enough space at the top to keep my fingers in, but it really lets the bottom of my palm come out so I can get a full grip on the handle while I'm playing. They turned out great. Again, remember to be careful, and also that this is not legal for almost all levels of play, so really only do this if you're going to have fun with them. So overall, I feel like I got a ton more grip on the stick when I'm cradling, a lot more feel. It feels really free. I've never had cut palms before, and I'm not sure why I've never done it before, because this is the best. This is awesome. So I love it. These are definitely the ones I'm going to play with this spring. So you know, let me know if you guys try it for yourself, if you ever use cut palms, what you're thinking about it, how you like it, and make sure to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.